Hello, my name is Julie Green, and I'm doing my first YouTube in God knows how long. Made enough excuses. I'm done making excuses for not doing a YouTube. Hi, YouTube land. Please don't criticize me for technical problems with this. I mean, you know, I'm doing my best. You know, yeah, it skips around, blah, 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 blah. It's expensive to upload these things, so, you know, I'm doing my best. Okay. The topic of this is healing from the trauma of psych abuse. This being close to, let's see, it's Friday, August 8th, this being close to 1 year since the most horrific of the abuse I ever had in over 3 decades. Over 3 decades of being stuck in the mental health system. I'm now out. I'm out completely. Yay. So anyway, healing from the trauma of psych abuse. Rest assured, I am not a mental health provider. Therefore, I am not going to sum up the militia nor label anybody. That's what they do, right? I certainly would not label anybody a criminal, insane or crazy, wrong, ungrateful, selfish, lying, exaggerating, lacking insight, or dangerous. Because that's what they tell us, right? Why? Why? When we're not. You know, those are the things they told us that justified what they did, right? No. You have the right and privilege, whatever you feel about what happened. Whatever they did. Did they lock you in a room or told you over and over and over again, or tell you how incapable you were, tell you have some disorder and how you were limited for the rest of your life, force drug you, coerce you into something you didn't really want, lock you up forever and ever, tell you you're going to stuck there for the rest of your life, or make you promises that didn't come true, or only a few months of this treatment, then it turns out to be years. Oh, there are no side effects to this, and then there turn out to be side effects to it. And then tell you that you got a disorder if you don't forgive. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Whatever you feel about psychiatric abuse, whatever happened to you, it's like grief. Some people take longer to deal with those feelings that society claims are unpleasant to them. And it's not exactly fun to feel those things, but, you know, whatever. Some people take longer. And, you know, just like grief. Now, USA society hates normal suffering. If you look at other cultures, at each other's throats. Page turn. At 24/7. Grief is almost celebrated. Instead of, you know, being shamed, it's brought out into the center of the community. And, those that are grieving are loved. Imagine that. Imagine unpleasantries being loved, and, you know, people brought together over something like this. In the USA culture, anything painful is taboo and marginalized and hidden away, or made into a euphemism. What do they say? They call it mental illness, distress. It's a euphemism. Likewise, abuse survivors, we're told that we must absolutely forgive instantly. That's a myth, if I ever heard one. If we're angry, we're told, oh, it's a disorder. And we're given pills. We need pills for our anger. We need treatment for our anger. And many people end up running right back to psych abuse, thinking something's wrong with them, when really something wrong happened to them. We're told to put the past behind us and instantly forget it ever happened. Forgiving should never be forced. I'm a survivor, and I believe the opposite. I think psych abuse should be discussed openly. It's horrific and it's ugly, and you can't, quote-unquote, get over it until you bring it out into the light and then beat it to the ground. Find others like yourself who've been through psych abuse, or will validate your experience and never negate it. Stay away from those that negate your experience, by all means. Bring it into the light. By that I mean writing, speaking about it, the media, using using the internet. Some choose that. Making plays. Many people go do wonderful things with dance or art. You can go ahead and get a lawyer if you can find one. So the fans of those criminals, the doctors, that is, that did it to you. The community involvement, activism, boycotts and protests, sports, wonderful. Whether there's something you do by yourself or organize, that's a wonderful way of beating it to the ground. Working with kids or animals by using kindness and showing opposite action, because they were so mean to us. You do opposite action by showing kindness and working outward, spreading kindness and love throughout the world. That's a wonderful way to work against what they did to us. And of course, education. Education, yeah. A lot of people, just go to college or get educated or educate others. That's amazing. Education is just amazing. And there are many ways to do that. As much as you need to, and for as long as you need to. Doing so will strengthen you. It gives you a foundation, because eventually everything it kind of settles, It kind of settles. All that dust, all that hell raising you did, you look back, and you step aside, and you realize, all that hell raising that you did, everything I did over the past year, since that horrific abuse, that hell-raising was normal. It was terrific. So folks found it unpleasant? Well, I didn't have a disorder. I was beating it to the ground. And doing so in any way I could. Since I tend to use words, and I am a natural storyteller, I retold the story. The beautiful story of my own life, as many times as I needed to. And let me go back and read something I wrote this being a few days back. This is just, it's kind of part of this book that I'm going to be writing, but kind of like an outline I kind of put together, but it's just part of, I just threw this on the page. Okay. I am mostly thankful. It was through story. through telling and retelling myself over and over what happened, asking why, basic questions, rewording again and again, backing up, starting the story over, driving everyone insane, but this was so necessary. In so many ways, I wish others had understood the importance of story, of telling and retelling, that this repetition was the only way I could fully take hold of the trauma and beat it to the ground. Okay. I personally think that what I did was brilliant. It was so brave. It was active. It showed strength, independence, and resilience. I was labeled, hated, accused, called a criminal, and called dangerous. They can all go screw. Because I know these things aren't true. I learned, in turn, laughter. You've seen me laugh. I'm able to have fun again for the first time in several years. I relax. I enjoy quiet times with my little dog Puzzle. I spend much more time outdoors. I love being outdoors. Things that used to be a nuisance for me now seem beautiful. And here's an example. Every now and then I hear the kids next door. Not very often, just for 10 minutes every day. Maybe less. I hear toddler noise. Now, I used to think, noise, that's a pain in the butt, right? Well, yeah, I used to hear it all day long, constantly, but now, 10 minutes doesn't bother me. And I hear that motorcycle noise right now. Well, it's Friday night, they're all going out to party, and it doesn't bother me. Because, it's not all day long, basically. It's Friday night, so that's the thing. I used to hear, I hear a loudspeaker. That's for about 15 seconds every day, midday. I couldn't figure out what the heck is that loudspeaker. The ice cream truck that goes round? Now, in urban USA, that's the ice cream truck. They do it in the summer, and there'll be that little dinky music, Here, it's like these announcements in Spanish, very loud. I think it's like an empanada vendor, and he goes around selling empanadas in a truck. But it's a loud music. It's a loud announcement in Spanish. Oh God, it annoyed me at first, and I thought, it's this guy selling food for people, That's cool. So, but it goes away after about 15 seconds. Now the sidewalks. Bumpy sidewalks. That could really get on my nerves. But I learned to walk on them. It's not wrong. It's beautiful. Actually, I started photographing the sidewalks. I started photographing the sidewalks because they look beautiful to me. And I realized, wait a minute, the ADA, well, they don't have it here, but it kind of doesn't compute. The USA badly needs the ADA, and the ADA is a great bunch of laws, but the USA is a hateful place that needs the ADA. People who have trouble walking here are giving appropriate respect. Assisting a person who is pregnant or very young or old for any reason, it's just not a big deal, and it's not something shameful. Our bumpy sidewalks are beautiful. I sometimes photograph the irregular pavement, and I don't make a big deal out of, pedestrian safety or whatever. I think about my own rocky life when I look at those sidewalks, and my own life doesn't look like that perfectly paved highway full of wonderful euphemisms. In fact, when I look back, those smooth parts, they were less productive. The psychs defined doing well as showing up for group, didn't they? Didn't they? Nah. But that was all within their world, their artificial ghetto of mental health ghetto. I wasn't happy in it. No. I mean, it was artificial, and why? What's the point? I now know better. I didn't have to live in that world. I didn't have to be told this is what you're limited to from now on. You're stuck in here, isolated in here, kept silent in here. I didn't need that. And you don't need it either. I look back on all that whole stuff. I just laugh now. A year has passed since I was badly abused in a hospital. Guess what? I didn't take their advice. They tried to shut me up and handicap me with Zyprexa. Of all the psych meds in the world they could have chosen, Zyprexa? Oh my God. I just laugh and laugh and laugh. Why did they pick that one? Crap. They try to institutionalize me. And why use the word handicap? Well, handicap in horse racing, it's this leveling, isn't it? Remember the handicapper general in the Kurt Vonnegut novel? If you're old enough, you read that book? Yeah, you did. This was to take care of hellraisers like me, right? Yeah, it was to level us off. So keep us quiet, keep us level, make sure we're not too smart, right? Yeah. Keep us inside that ghetto. I'm proud of the fiercely strong and independent person I have become, because that's the person I was always meant to be. Hell-raising is not a disorder. I got away from abuse. I removed myself from oppression. I can't predict the future, but I think the worst is most likely over. 1 year later, I'm real proud of myself. Real proud of myself. I'd bring Puzzle into the picture right now. Oh, she's really, really seriously asleep. Maybe I can bring the camera over. I don't know. Can I do that? Yeah, I think I can. I think I can, because this is unplugged. I'll do this. Oh, sorry. This is gonna, so I'm gonna bring it over. Can you see her? Oh, yeah, you can. There she is. There, she got her pet up. Come here, Puzzle. Come here. Here she comes. I'm trying to focus the camera on her. Oh, come. There you go. You're my little girl. You're my little girl. Pièce de resistance. Yeah, I told myself yesterday while I was going to do YouTube with my baby, we're going to have to clean up her face, and I did that. See you later, alligators.